Hey, welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Celeste, the game where we take random, unexplained, mysterious absences. How you doing? It's been a while. I'm glad to be sitting back in this chair. I got my hands under the desk in a compromising position here with my controller, and I'm trying to get a feel for this crazy game once again. And yeah, it's been a while, I have to say. I haven't touched the game during the absence, and I think that's going to show in time, and maybe that time is this exact second as my fat fingers get in the way and we try to avoid some... Oh, there's a time limit. Try to avoid some of these beautiful spike type things. But yeah, I mean, I have to apologize for my absence. It's been a weird one. I couldn't keep my adoring fans in the dark for long, but I just had to get back at it. But I was held back from the wonders of Celeste. For those of you who remember the Saga of the Sore Tooth, right? I think where we last left off was I had just found out I had a trip to the dentist, and I had just found out... Oh yeah, this is never going to happen. I had just found out that I was going to have that painful tooth surgically extracted. And I'm proud to report that that has happened. It is done. I have had the tooth removed. And what a journey it was, I must say. It was not the most pleasant experience, as you might imagine. Painful, time-consuming. Literally, like, I had the tooth I'm recording this on a Tuesday, and it is now exactly 1 week since the extraction happened. And, yeah, I mean, I'm still having pain. What do I do with you? Okay. So I have a little bit of pain, a little bit of tenderness. I took some, what do you call it? Some Motrin or Advil, ibuprofen anyway, the good stuff that the dentist prescribed. Or doctor, I guess he's technically I guess dentists are doctors. But yeah, where do I begin? I mean, I had it booked for a Tuesday, so we had to go to the big old city. We had some other stuff to do, so we actually left on a Sunday. Watched a show. I watched a new movie, Annihilation. We can talk about that some other time. That was a disappointment and a half, but anyway. What is in here? Oh, here we go. We've got story. I was so close. It's over now. Why won't she leave me alone? I hate her. So just to recap, my possible explanations for this mysterious shadow Madeline that follows the supposed real Madeline is as follows. Option one, she is a manifestation of Madeline's mental disorders or mental issues, depression, anxiety, whatever it is the manifestation of that. Option two, Madeline, as we see her here, is a fake Madeline. She is in a coma or in some sort of distress, some sort of fugue state or mental fog of some sort, and the real Madeline is actually trying to extract her from that state. Option three is that everything is... This is the least likely option in my opinion. Hopefully it doesn't go this route, but Everything is at face value. She is actually climbing a mountain. She is actually running away from a demon version of herself, and something supernatural is going on. Hopefully that is not the case. But she's part of me. I'll never be able to get rid of her. And she was right. I couldn't climb the mountain. I was hoping to do a whole hour of recording, and my mouth is already getting sore from all this talking. So we're going to see how this goes. But yeah, so Monday, I had to stop eating because they put you out for this surgery. And what is that about? Yeah, so I had to stop eating Monday night. They put me out. And get to the office on Tuesday. Something's wrong there. Get to the office on the Tuesday as planned. Start with a consultation. So, fill out a bunch of paperwork. Reason for referral. Well, I don't know. I'm not the dentist. I don't know what you call it. I don't know. I have no idea what's going on with my tooth, right? All I know is that I'm in pain, right? My tooth flipping hurts, people. So, but what do I write at the very top of the sheet? Reason for referral? Pain. You sort it out. I have no idea why I'm here. You tell me. You're the doctor, right? That's my thought anyway. So I was not impressed. Anyway, starting to go into that place because of other things. The cost mainly, the inconvenience. I mean, I know that's not the doctor's fault, but aha, I was right. I know it's not the doctor's fault, but still, it aggravated me that I had to be all the way so far from home, all the costs, and oh yeah, and then they wouldn't sign my travel grant. Well, that's a whole other issue. How the heck am I supposed to get out of here? Is this the end of Celeste? I'll go right over to the right and see if we can climb that far right wall. Then I'll try to finish my tooth saga. There we go. I finished the paperwork. I've resolved myself to accepting the fact that I'm gonna have to pay a fortune. Or resigned myself to the fact that I'm gonna have to pay a fortune, I guess is what you would call it. And resign myself to the fact that I'm gonna have to pay a small fortune, and I fill their paperwork out and have a seat in the waiting room. Now, I had called this place at, what was it, 8:30 when they say they open, to verify the time of my appointment, which I believe was at 9:30. At 8:30, there was nobody in the office. I called at 8:35 actually because I thought, I'm human. I understand people don't come in and want the phone ringing right away. Give people, receptionists and phone people, time to get settled. Totally reasonable. So I call 8:35 and I get the answering service, which this guy has in place, I guess, for people who need to call in off hours and confirm appointments, I guess. I don't know. I've never been in a position financially or professionally where I've needed a phone answering service with a human being, person who answers the phone in off hours, but whatever. I just thought it was a little odd that you open at 8:30, at 8:35 it's still the answering service. Understandable, I guess. They don't want to be on the... Oh, jeez. They're a little slow. Okay, fine. I mean, I work in office setting plenty of times. I'm not the enemy here, I totally get it. Get there, a call again at about 9. Managed to confirm my appointment. Everything's hunky-dory. 9:30, Mr. Bear. Mr. Please come in, Mr. Broman. And we'll take care of you. Okay, perfect. That's great. I show up, 9:25, a little bit early. Perfect. And there already has to be 8 people in the waiting room ahead of me. And I'm like, what the actual F? Like, how can you possibly be serving all these people before me? Like, this is like, it had to have been like the actual like Subway sandwich restaurant of dental places. Like, they just churn these people through this revolving, rotating door of tooth extraction like you would not believe. And I'm like, what is happening? How is that even possible? Sure enough, I mean, I have to wait. Oh, sorry, we're running a little behind. Yeah. Well, no wonder you're running behind. You've scheduled 8 people to fit in the space of an hour and a half, of an hour even. And you didn't even get in at 8:30. You didn't even get in on time. You had an hour, and you were late. And I'm like, I couldn't believe it. How is this possible? They finally call me. I go in, and I wait. And I'm waiting for the doctor. He showed up pretty quick. I'll give him that. No complaints there. I was in the room for maybe 3 to 5 minutes at the most, and he showed up. Great. Sits down. So, Mr. Broman, why are you here today? I just shook my head. I thought, oh no, I gotta go through this whole thing again. Like, do you not? You got the referral. What am I missing here? I don't understand how this is supposed to work. You tell me why I'm here. I have no idea. I don't know what number tooth it is and what state it's in and what's gonna happen. You've got the X-rays. You've got the X-ray machine anyway, which is why, part of the reason why I figure I also have to pay so much is I'm gonna be having an X-ray done. So sure enough, into the X-ray machine. I tell him the whole spiel. Been having pain. Went to the dentist locally. Couldn't do anything for me. So they referred me to you. And you tell me why I'm here now. I don't know. This is why I'm paying you. So he sends me into another room. Makes me put this perverse looking thing in my mouth. Bite onto it. And stare at a spot on the thing. And then this robot rotates around my head. And then he's like, okay, go in the next room. The picture should be on the screen. I go over to the next room. Boom. There's my teeth all in their skeletal glory. Looking right at me. And all I notice, I'm no doctor. I notice right away these 3 wisdom teeth just like sideways in my mouth. Three teeth sideways at the very back of my mouth. And I'm like, oh no. What a mess this is in here. And so he looks at it and he says, okay, yeah, this and that. Can't even remember what he said, to be honest. The one that was causing me pain was pushing up against another one. He said there's clearly a very large cavity there, and it's gonna have to come out, and it's probably affected your molar, and there's a cavity in the other molar, the molar it was touching, and I can't even promise that you'll be able to save that tooth. You go see the dentist after, and see if they can fill it. If they can't, they might have to pull it. Oh boy, that's great news. So this saga really isn't over, even as much as I want it to be. It's not actually over yet. So I say fine, and he says, and he looks at it. I say, I've had a tooth pulled before. Am I missing a wisdom tooth? I don't remember what it was about. He says, no, you've got all your wisdom teeth, all your adult teeth. And I'm like, I know I had a tooth pulled. I mean, I'm an idiot, but I'm not that big of an idiot. And he says, well, I don't know what to tell you. So I said, well, could it have been a baby tooth? And he said, oh, well, yeah, that. I said, well, okay. That explains that anyway. Because on the one side of my mouth, there was a very straight, nice looking back tooth. I thought, well, that's because my wisdom tooth has been pulled. Must have been that one. But no, apparently that one came through just fine. Sitting there where it's supposed to be, I guess, looking all nice and prim and proper. And nothing wrong with it. Okay, good. Then he says, okay, yeah, so we're going to book you for an extraction on all 4 teeth. And I'm thinking, wait a minute, you just told me that this one over here was fine. Well, you know, they still could cause problems later in life. And by this point, my wife can tell that I am just about to lose my shit, so to speak. I have no patience for that kind of thing. It's just, they treat you like I said, it's like a Subway sandwich outfit, you know? They're just lining you up and moving one down the conveyor belt, next. And I'd be very surprised if anybody ever goes in there with wisdom teeth problems that doesn't end up coming out with all wisdom teeth taken out. That's just like probably a standard for them. That's like their ham and cheese on white bread. You know, that's just their standard. You go into a Subway, you're getting ham and cheese at least. You know, a meat and a cheese and a bread. You know, one of those things you're getting. And I imagine it's the same with them. You go in there with wisdom tooth pain, an extraction, you're coming out with all extraction. It's just the way it is. And certainly nothing happened to change my view on that. So, all 4, Mr. Broman, and you're going to have to pay up front right now. So, already had to pay a $500 deposit. But don't forget about that. Paid a $500 deposit. Then go out to the counter. Again, follow the conveyor belt there and just shift you down to the next station. A little very pleasant lady, happy to take my money, and put your card in here and push these buttons, and boom, $1,800 more, just like that. Gone. Snap of a finger. Disappeared. Vamonos. But they're gone. Hopefully this will solve most of my problems. That I had been having. If not, who knows? Back to the drawing board, I guess. Time will tell, though, and I'm looking forward to it. So I pay at the next conveyor belt station, $1,800, and go and sit down again. So sit down. Now I'm stewing. Now the money's gone. I'm a little bit calmer about it. You know, shit happens, so to speak. Fine, right? It's gone. Deal with it. Now I'm stewing. Oh, God, how much? Now that it's 4 teeth, I'm going to be in pain. I've made all these plans for work starting Thursday. I said, 1 tooth, I'll be out of there. And with just 1 tooth extraction, I'll be out of there and feeling fine again within a day. Sure, no problem. Now it's all 4. I've got all these appointments booked for Thursday and Friday. Holy jeez, what am I going to do? Stewing on that when they bring me in. At this point, I didn't know what to expect inside the room deal, right? Because it's been ages. I've never had, again, I said at one point in one video how good my teeth have always been. The only major dental work I've ever had was one extraction, which apparently was a baby tooth, and braces. And for any of that, it was just local freezing, and then for braces, it was nothing. You just had to sit there with your mouth open forever. Annoying, but not that big a deal, right? But for this, holy jeez, I walked through and... Hi, Mr. Broman. I'm Tony. I'm a registered nurse. I'm going to be taking care of you today. I'm like, well, Tony, you go right ahead, because... very, very pleasant young lady, knew her stuff, very helpful, very pleasant to deal with. Couldn't have been happier. Take care of me all day, Tony. Please do. That was the best part of the whole procedure. Having her hook me up to all these wires and tubes, and it was something else, all right. So Tony got me all set up. That was fabulous. I'm lying in the chair, and then they give me a nice little mask and a mix of oxygen and nitrous, and I'm okay. This is nice and calm and relaxing. And And Tony still starts telling me about the different drugs she's going to pump into me once things get started through the IV. I'm like, oh, that sounds reasonable, you know. First drug, a little bit of nausea, maybe dizziness. I'm like, okay, that's nothing. I've been nauseous and dizzy before. Second drug will make you start to feel itchy. She says, don't ask me why, she says, but people feel itchy mostly in their genital region, in their private part region. I'm thinking, well, Tony, that's fabulous. That's great. Thank you very much. And then she said the third drug actually puts you out. You'll just start to feel drowsy, and then you will, next thing you know, you'll wake up. Fabulous. That sounds great to me. So, I'm sitting in that, waiting for the doctor to come. Waiting. And this was the wait that started to aggravate me. This was a long wait. This was a good... Well, I can go up there, can I? That's how I can do this. This was a long wait. Why can't I go up there? So I'm waiting in the chair with this nitrous and oxygen mix and trying to get... Can I go this way? Maybe I can't even go this way yet. Trying to wait for... And the worst part was Tony left. Well, she didn't leave, but she was behind me. Couldn't talk to her, couldn't see her, none of that. So I was sitting there by myself. And I guess if I go on the side, I get more distance. We'll finish the rest of the story anyway in the next episode. I hope you'll hang in there. The Tooth Saga will come to a conclusion. But until then, thanks very much. See you soon.